think Wednesday night I had one of my normal cans of like my tiny cans
your
of Mountain
tiny
Dew,
mountains.
and I think
Your hill dew.
right, yeah, my foothills do. I think I had one of those, and I opened it up and took a sip, and then we had so much fun recording that I completely forgot about it. And then yesterday, as I was cleaning up, I like went to go lift up the can thinking it was empty, and it was just like, oh, that's still full. Oh well, that's a waste of a Mountain Dew.
R.I.P.
Sam says Ant Hill Dew.
Yep.
That works.
You're going to get ants. You leave open sodas around like that.
Right? Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 70 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. This is our weekly off-topic show where we can talk about whatever the hell we want. Doing all sorts of stuff. Melissa, first things first.
Yes. Yes.
I have to admit defeat.
Yes!
Last week, here on the Captain's Log, episode 69.
Yes.
69.
You understand.
We had a hot debate of which was sexier, Star Wars or Star Trek. And you were like, you know what? Let's leave this up to the people. And you said we should do a Twitter poll. So I put one up on...
And we put it up after the episode was released.
Yes.
So they heard our full arguments.
I put it up sometime on Monday. I don't remember exactly when. And then people... I left it open for about 2 days. And then with a total of 23 votes, Star Trek won 74% to 26%. This was a landslide.
Yes.
So
what did I tell you?
Look, there's every kind of porn in Star Wars. You can have it all. It doesnn't matter what your kinks are. You can find it all in Star Wars. But I have to admit defeat. So good job. That was fun. That was fun.
Yes.
That we
I won a sexy nerd argument. Finally.
Put that on your resume.
Was worth it.
Right? Put in skills on your resume. Can win sexy arguments.
Successfully convinced 23 people Star Trek is hotter than Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which will come in handy whenever I apply for Starfleet when it comes to Earth.
There you go. What I want to know is, who were the 23 people that voted? And why don't they listen to our podcast? Because we don't get 23 downloads on each episode.
One of them was me.
Yeah, one of them was me, too. And then I know Sam voted, and I know she retweeted it as well. So thank you for that, Sam. I don't know if I mentioned it. My name is Kyle Springer. That's Melissa Wilkinson on the opposite end of the mic. If you guys have listened to this before, you know who we are. If not, welcome. Welcome to this show. So yeah, that was the results of our which is sexier poll. There we go. Let's see. I had something. This is the thing when we don't prepare stuff and like we have our list of topics, but it's like I don't really know what I'm gonna talk about first. I'm just gonna see how it goes, and then you kind of forget sometimes what you put on there, especially since I'm not like.
Yes.
Updating this throughout the week like I should be, or like I ideally think that I should be, right? It's just like an hour before we go live, I'm like, what should we talk about? We should talk about these things. But then I mess up the segues, and then I do big extra long segues about nothing like this. Speaking of polls, DC Universe, DC Comics, for the second time in their history, put out a poll on whether or not we should kill Jason Todd. And I think this is great.
In the TV series Titans.
Yeah, so
which is...
I was just going to say, originally they did this back in the late 80s.
Yeah.
They
You had to call in?
Yeah, you had to call in and vote, and America voted, and they said, let's kill Jason Todd. And
do you know what the margin was?
I don't know.
Was that a landslide?
I wonder if I can
How many people voted to kill Jason Todd?
Yeah, how many people? Dear Dr. Google, how
and we
many
watched
people voted to kill Jason Todd? Come on, internet.
And we watched season 1 of Titans on the review show, and Jason Todd is what you've heard of. He is really kind of a little jerk, but it's a very well-crafted performance, and that he is so clearly that, but also you're not on his side. Like, he's the best possible version of that could be. Yeah. So I'm interested to see if people like this Jason Todd better than this comic book Jason Todd, if it will just be, well, we killed him the one time, like we shouldn't do it twice, right? That's too much. You know, create the future you want to see, be the change you want to see in the world. Like, don't vote to kill this boy. Yeah. We're like, this time he lives. Thumbs up. This time he lives. Do you have a number for us?
I not that I can find just by. Oh, wait. Here we go. This is according to IGN. Some guy by the name of Eric Sunday wrote this back in 2006, and it was last updated in 2012, May 18th, 2012. The title is Dusting Off Jason Todd, and it goes through some history and stuff like that, but scrolling down near the bottom, it says, in a first for comics, DC put the ending of a comic storyline to a phone poll, allowing readers to decide whether the Joker would succeed in killing Jason. DC set up a pair of 900 numbers. I thought there was going to be like 900 phones to like, who's going to call in now? But they set up a pair.
900 phones. So 1,800 phones.
I was thinking of like 900 whole phones and not just like two phones with yes or no.
It looks like a PBS pledge drive.
Yeah. They set up a pair of 900 numbers, one for Robin to live and one for Robin to die. Votes were collected for 35 hours at 50 cents per call. The final vote total was 5,343 to 5,271 in favor of killing Robin. Ryan
That's really
close. Was not available to host the live results show in Batman.
What about Brian Dunkelman, his original co?
In Batman number 428, The Dark Knight arrived too late to save Robin from the Joker. And then, long story short, that's where we one day eventually get the Under the Hood act. So, America, you voted to kill him, but you failed. He didn't die. Come on, man. Yeah, so
it's like, well, we all voted down Justin Guarini, and then like on season 3 he's back with a mask on.
Who's Justin Guarini again? I know that name. I'm like,
He
I
was
know that.
he was the he was the runner up to the first season of American
American
Idol.
Idol?
He lost to
Okay.
Kelly Clarkson.
Interesting.
Yes, yes.
I
With
haven't
with the
heard his
Ryan Seacrest joke
name
that was
since
just
that
made.
happened. Oh, that's
He's become a really fantastic stage actor. I have seen him in musicals a couple
hmm.
times. He's really good. He's found his place in the world. Congrats, Justin Guarini.
How do you spell his name? Guarini?
Guarini.
Oh, uh, Guarini. Let's see if that's it. This guy. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about. What was he in? He was in.
He's in the Diet Dr. Pepper commercials
I don't pay attention to the Diet Dr. Pepper commercials, so that would be why. But yeah, okay.
and stuff. He's
There you
around.
go.
He's around St. Louis and our local musical theater scene.
There you go. I was like, where do I know that name from? I know it. It's some like it was some zeitgeist thing at the time, and now
Yeah.
I've never heard his name in like more than 10 years. I don't remember exactly who he is. But yeah, so DC Universe, which is
Yeah.
DC's, I guess, app, like one-stop shop for all of their stuff. All
Hmm.
of their comics are on there. All of their TV shows and cartoons and stuff you can watch and stuff on there. In their live action show Titans,
Hmm.
Jason Todd makes an appearance, and people have voted on that. I don't know if it's closed though. Let's see. Vote
Huh.
to
Man.
kill
If it's
Jason
closed, would they
Todd.
have already told us the results?
I don't know.
Like when this phone poll happened, was it as soon as it closed, it's like in the next issue, and look forward to Jason Todd's death in episode
Well,
418?
that's the
Or was
thing.
it a surprise when it showed up?
It must have been a surprise because
Okay.
they they write comics months in advance.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I could be if I was writing that comic, it wouldn't come out till like 3 or 4 months after that, right? So
Hmm.
they almost had to wait like half a year to see what happened. I think I don't know. I'm not
Mm.
sure how that worked, or maybe they wrote both of them and only
Yeah.
published one, and somewhere out there's a script where he didn't supposedly die.
Yeah. Wonder how that went. I imagine with this, it may be easier. Like, this would be leaked. I feel like that's tricky to, like, keep a lid on. Especially in this world where, like, people know so much behind the scenes stuff. Like, well, this actor is contracted for this long, and seems like he might be dying because he's got another project listed on his IMDb coming out next year. And oh,
Yeah,
props to
fascinating.
that actor though for being up for such a stunt. Like, either I have a job for another year or I don't.
Oh, so according to Screen Rant, DC Titans lets fans vote if Jason Todd lives or dies, just like the comments. Scrolling down to the bottom, says this Titans poll, however, it isn't quite so important. In fact, it's safe to assume that the results aren't real at all. At the time of writing, the poll records 8,201 votes in favor of Jason's death and 8,328 against. The DC Universe site makes no claim that voting in this poll will matter, which is just as well, because it's just a fun marketing gag. And blah blah blah, just blah blah blah. Whether he succeeds or
They're not
fails
gonna do it. You just want to know how we feel.
with Jason Todd isn't going to be decided by the viewers. Yeah, so I mean, it might be a thing of like, I wonder if they can just look up his IMDb page and see if he has a new job lined up. Who knows? Weird. That's
Speaking of the march towards death, I found my first gray hair this week. I
Lissa,
feel
you're getting
haunted. I feel
old.
decrepit. I'm the crypt keeper. And I've seen it happen. Like, I remember when my brother was my age and he was definitely starting the transition from black to salt and pepper to eventually gray or
Sure.
chrome, as some men like to describe it.
I've never heard that one. I've heard like silver.
No, my dad's a biker, so he's got like a little, decorative kitschy sign hanging in his garage that says I'm not going gray, I'm going chrome.
Okay. Okay.
It's like I remember it happening to him. So I knew this was coming. I knew it was inevitable, but still, just to find this tiny, like, I don't know, inch and a half long white hair. It was in the center of my head too. I don't even have like the cool temples like I'm Reed Richards, who's just the direct top center of my head. Just one little guy, one little gray ghost.
Not even the like the streak like rogue.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be
Has.
Rogue. I'm not gonna be Reed Richards. I'm more like Alfalfa. I don't like it. I'm like, oh no, now I'm an old person. But later that day, my spirits were lifted a little bit. One of my friends sent me a birthday package, and she sent me a Williams Sonoma full body kitchen apron that was the same color as my KitchenAid stand mixer.
Now,
And I was
was
so
it
excited.
a Williams Sonoma or Williams Sonoma? Eh? Eh? Eh?
The off brand version.
Right. It's like, I got it for you because your name is in it.
No, it's the nice stuff, and I'm so excited. Like full body apron. Now I'm more protected from spills. It's the same color as my KitchenAid. Now my whole
Gotta be
kitchen has this
protected from
red theme.
spills.
I was so excited. I'm like, Melissa, you were always an old person. What 29-year-old woman's like, yes, full body kitchen apron matches my scheme.
That's funny.
I've been a grandma since I was 8 years old. I think I've always lived outside of time.
Hey, are you one of those people that consider yourself like, oh, I'm an old soul, like I'm just trapped in this younger body? Do
No,
you know?
no, I mean, I wonder if I had past lives, you know? Am I the first of me? Was I a couple things before, but Melissa, the woman, the concept, as you know now, I think, originated 1990, shouldn't have been older than that. I
Okay.
I don't want to be older than this. I like it young. I like my youth, my tenuous youth. I grasp onto with my bony hands.
Has there been a potential past life that you were like, I wonder if I was that?
You know what I think I was?
What?
I think I was a 1960s housewife who wrote erotic Star Trek fan fiction on a typewriter and photocopied it and made zines that I would take to the post office and mail to my other fellow 1960s housewives.
That's fantastic. I did I
I think that's what I
ever
did.
did I ever tell you about my friend's dog and how they got a dog psychic? Once
What?
I don't remember if I've told this story or not. So, uh, in elementary school, I was friends with this guy named Wyatt, and he got a
Mhm.
new dog at one point, and this dog was crazy. And he was just like a little small terrier, but he just had like he was just nonstop and like wouldn't pay attention,
Oh.
like do all of that stuff. And so they decided to be like, I like they were just like, why is he so hyper? Like, what is up with him? Why
Mhm.
is he like this? And they decided to get a dog psychic to see if they could like communicate with him. Oh my god! And it was like partly a joke of just like,
Mhm.
what if we got a dog psychic and like made this happen and like see if we can do it. And so they got this dog psychic to come over to their house and communicate, with the dog. And they said that their dog in their past life was a Nazi.
Ah!
Yeah, and just like, what? How did? What does this mean? Why
I don't
would
know
you
if
tell
that
us that?
necessarily translates to I
Yeah,
don't know if that necessarily translates to hyperactivity.
right.
Like,
It's
I don't know if a rough dog was that particular kind of rough person. I don't
it
know if those correlate.
it was just befuddling of like, how how's that supposed to answer our question? They just had no
Yes.
idea.
Now what do we do?
Yeah. Now what do we do with that information? But I remember that. It was so funny.
Mm, this is why I won't go digging into it. Like, I don't want to. I mean, I guess it would be kind of a mood boost to find out, like, oh, I am the best version of myself.
Yeah.
If you found out one of your past lives was like a total monster, it's like, okay, I'm the best one. I've won automatically, and I didn't even do anything. On the other hand, no, I don't want to know. I like just being just plain old me.
Yeah.
There's enough
I don't
mysteries in the world. I don't gotta look into my own past.
I don't
The
know
only
if
secrets I want to know from my own past are like, what was the first movie I saw John Cleese in? Things like this.
I don't think I've ever really felt like I've had a past life. Like
Hmm.
I don't feel a strong connection to another time period or something like that, or just like I
You
felt
have
like,
to be the first one. You are such a contemporary and futuristic man.
yeah,
Just look forward.
yeah, I can see that. The weird thing is like, what if I am a past version of someone from the future who's gone back in time?
Hold on.
Yeah.
So you're not you, you're a future version of you that came back and is you now?
So think about someone in the year, for example, 3000, right?
Okay.
I'm
We live under.
he's so 3008, I'm so 2000 and late, right? Um
That was their confession. Black eyed peas from the future.
I like take this person from the year
Mhm.
3000, okay?
Yes.
And one day he's like, in my past life, I feel like I was a time traveler. And that time traveler was from the year, say, 2500. But they went back in time even further. And here I am in 2019, and that's me.
I've never seen the movie Primer. Is this it?
No, I don't think so. I've actually never seen that one either, which is a big blind spot on my like, hey, I'm a fan of time travel movies and
You
stuff,
are.
and I haven't seen that one. So, but I know that it
Get to
exists.
it.
I
Isn't it amazing that we have a podcast excuse to just watch all these things that we've been meaning to
but
get
that's
to?
but yeah, but that's the thing of like there's so many things that I want to watch or
Yeah.
read or I have on my list of shame, but that doesn't mean that we're ever gonna get to them eventually. And it's potentially just prolonging it of like, well, I'm reading something else this week. I'm watching
I
something
have to
else.
read this really obscure manga nobody's ever heard of. I can't watch this incredibly prolific movie everybody's heard of.
Right? I mean, you still haven't watched a Gundam show with as much as I'm like, Melissa, one of these
You
days.
you have tried. You have tried it on me, and I'm like, not
And
this week.
and
I googled
yeah,
a lot of pictures of the Gundam Wing Boys. I looked at those for a while. That's,
yeah.
enough. Oh, that's the show about a boy band, basically, and there's just also a robot war in it, right?
Basically, Sam in the chat mentions, I learned that Greta Garbo died the day before I was born, so I heavily believe I am her reincarnated. There we go. Oy. Oh, what did I just do? I just did something. That's not good. X
What
out
did
of
you
that.
do?
I think I hit
What?
the thing in the chat. Yeah, why does that keep coming up? I already hit it. Don't keep bringing it up. Stupid. Anyways, Melissa,
Yes.
I think you're stealing all of the good luck.
What is the good luck that you think that I have?
So I think it was last week you mentioned that since this is your birthday months, which I guess, by the way, you said was this Hyundai. This is your birthday
Yes.
weekend. So
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
yeah, so we normally record our review show on Sunday morning, but we switched it to tomorrow morning so you could have the day off and enjoy your birthday. And I think you said you were potentially gonna go get a haircut and stuff like that. So that'll be fun.
New year, new me, new looks.
Yeah. So it was last week you mentioned that in the month of October you were just like trying to find something good every single day. Just like I'm gonna look for a good thing or have something good happen to me each day. And
Yeah.
within the past 10 days, it hasn't affected me specifically, but it just on like in my peripheral vision, right? There's been so many accidents near me.
Ooh.
There's been so like road closures for whatever reason that have inconvenienced me, or like things have been busier than expected at work and it's just hectic and I don't know what to do and all of this stuff. And it was just odd to me that you mentioned that, and then these are the things that I start to notice happening, right? It was some kind of fair. I don't think it was the state fair. It was like the Second Street Festival or something like that. But it was, I guess, a week and a half ago now. I was on my way home and I went to my normal bus stop to go home, and the road was closed. And so I was like, oh, well, the bus can't get down there, so it can't get to the next stop either. So that means I need to go to this stop that's like down the street a bit. So I go to that one. I'm the only person at that stop, which sometimes when you're in like a new environment or you're trying to figure out what to do in something and you're the only person there, sometimes you're like, am I doing the right thing? Am I supposed to be here? So I was sitting there and I was trying to map out the streets in my head, and I was like, you know what? I don't think the bus can reach this stop either,
Huh.
because
Huh.
that would be a one-way street, and then it comes down here. So if they kept going, it would be a one-way the opposite way, and then the next street is on that side of me. So that means I need to go to this other stop that's farther away, and so I finally go to that one, and by that time I've been trying to catch a bus for like an hour and a half of just like, okay, well, I can't be at this stop. Do I need to go to this one? What's happening? Do I need to go to that one? And then it just didn't show up for like 40 minutes.
No.
There is nothing on the like local app to be like, hey, this road is shut down. Here's what you should do. There's nothing like that. And so I was just like, this is really strange. I don't know what's happening. Turns out, I guess they were practicing for the festival that weekend. And so, yeah, like later on
that's
in
a parade route.
It's something like that, or just like there were gonna be vendors out in the streets and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So like roads were closed on the weekend, so again I had to kind of deal with that at one point. But then this past week I go to get my groceries, and usually I walk to Kroger from my work. I just go straight there, and as I'm about to get to the store, like if I'm here at an intersection, I can look off to my left and I can see like a main road that's up that way, and I see a huge accident that had already happened.
Yeesh.
And apparently, again, it was involving a public transportation bus. It sounded like it hit someone because I saw some people talking there. Yeah, that was bad. They had the whole road shut down. I go in, I do my shopping, I come back out, the cops and all of that stuff, they're all still there. Since it's on VCU property, I guess it's on campus, I should say. I get text alerts for like, hey, the traffic is bad, they have this road shut down, or like, hey, they're testing the alarm system, don't panic, it's just stuff like that. So I'm kind of I'm kind of getting updates on this accident of like, the road is still closed, and it was like 9:30 or 10 that night when they were finally like, roads have been opened back up. This was something big happened. And then there was construction outside of my office building all week. I don't know exactly what they were doing, but then people in our building started complaining that the water started tasting like dirt and stuff like that.
Oh no!
And
no!
And, yeah, so they were sitting there like, I think that tastes like dust or dirt or something like that. And so we let our like building manager guy know, and he was like, yeah, it might have something to do with that. I'll look into it. And so he does, and he says, oh, it looks like our filter is busted, so it might not actually have anything to do with the filter, excuse me, with the construction. It might just mean that we need to replace our filter. But to do that, I guess we have to get special ones. So he called up the service to come check it out and all that stuff. They showed up the next morning, only to tinker around and find out that, yeah, that filter has never worked. Yeah, so we were just drinking dirty water the entire time, and I guess it just got to a point where it was like, I guess we can finally taste it now? Huh. Oh
Uh,
well. So that was happening. There was a fire somewhere on campus this week. Like, there was just so much stuff, and I was just like, this is so weird. This is
and
eerie.
you put all this on my shoulders.
Yeah, you took all of our good luck.
I didn't want to light things on fire. All I wanted was to like see a bird on my balcony. What I'm really worried about is that there is a tropical storm hitting the East Coast. And you know, they name storms. They named this one like me, Alyssa. It's spelled the same. I looked it up and it says it's hitting New England. And
Okay.
I sincerely don't know where New England stops and ends. Virginia, is that New England?
No,
Is it
Virginia
you?
is still considered part of the, like, I always describe it as, we're so south that the north doesn't want us, but we're so north that the south doesn't want us. We're like right
Oh,
in the middle.
oh,
But
you're like this Goldilocks state. Okay.
yeah, it's strange. But no, New England is it's Boston mainly. It's like it's up there. It's the northeast. It's like Boston and Maine and
So
Rhode
any
Island and all
place
that
where they
stuff.
have
I feel like,
clam
or something like that.
chowder.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you
Exactly.
can't put the name of the state ahead of the word clam chowder and have that make sense in your brain, that's not New England.
Yeah. It's kind of right around Massachusetts.
Okay. So
Stuff like that.
hopefully this will miss you, and my reign of terror will spare Virginia this time.
Yeah, we're getting. I'm
This is
not sure.
also the 13th. This is the
Uh.
13th storm like it
Oh.
this year. And my birthday's on the 13th, so I don't like that. That seems like an omen or a portent of some kind. And this is also the storm that tips the scales from this being an average season to an above average season. And I don't want that responsibility.
You stole all our luck. You've sent a hurricane to the New England.
Now,
What's
you
next?
live in a hurricane type of area. Has there been a storm Kyle you've had to emotionally
Not.
contend with?
Sam also points out that M is the 13th letter.
Ah! Is that why they did it?
I
Was this
don't.
on
I don't
purpose?
know.
Did it start with like
No, because they
Tropical Storm Amelia and then Bernadette and then Camille and it went all the way down the
well,
alphabet?
don't they go alphabetically? Like, the first storm of the season has to be something with an A. I
I don't
think
know. We live in the Midwest. We don't name tornadoes.
that's what Sam says.
It's
That's how the
it's like
naming
big
system works.
boy, less big boy.
Yeah,
This is what you call a tornado.
it's yeah, I think that's how the naming convention works. I've yeah, we get hit by hurricanes and stuff like that. I've had a hurricane day from school instead of like a snow day. We got
Yeah.
off for a hurricane that was in elementary school, and I remember nothing ever happened. We went to Barnes and
Didn't
Noble
you and
and
your parents
Macaroni
go to like a
Grill.
Marie Callender's or something? Like you just had a nice day out?
We went to Barnes and Noble and Macaroni Grill.
What a good day.
Right? It was so good. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had another one besides that. Trying to think if like we got off. I think there may actually have been a time in college I got off for like torrential rain and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I remember spending. I mean, I spent most of my time in the cafeteria any ways. But I remember one of my friends would always try to make fun of me for being in the cafeteria the entire time. That's where I would go and do my homework and stuff, and I would just like sit there and hang out because it's all you can eat food. There's
Yeah.
the school's Wi-Fi, so I can do all the homework that I need to on that. But it was like a torrential downpour day, and she came to eat lunch, and I happened to be there, and we were stuck there all day because it was just pouring rain. And then
Oh.
by the end of the day, she was like, I think I think I see why you do this now. This is good. Like, I don't have, like, there's soda right there. There's pizza right there. All you can eat.
This
There's
is my
cereal
Chili's
over
away
there.
from Chili's.
I have stir fry right here whenever I want it. Yeah, and it was just like, mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So there you go. Hold on a sec. My roommate just texted me. I'm taking care of the dogs while she's off at work. Everything. How do I spell everything? Everything is all good. Here we go. I'll have to walk them once more once I get off of this podcast. But yeah. No, I have never had to deal with Hurricane Kyle. Has there ever been a Hurricane Kyle? That's what I want to know. Your Google. Has there ever been a Hurricane Kyle?
It's the big joke to make fun of parents that give their kids weird names, but at least then their kids have the peace of mind that they won't be the name of some sort of disastrous storm.
Hurricane Kyle was the 11th tropical storm and 6th hurricane of the 2008 Atlantic hurricane season. It formed a strong tropical it formed a strong tropical disturbance that tracked across the northeastern Caribbean Sea in the third week of September. As a low pressure area, it moved slowly across Puerto Rico and Hispaniola. How you pronounce that? My Spanish
That sounds
is
like a
super
place.
rusty. Dumping torrential rains across the lands. According to Wikipedia, 8 total fatalities, $57.1 million in damages.
Oh, you're a pricey boy.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting. So back in 2008, Hurricane Kyle. There you go. Melissa, I'm going to complain about Apple. And then I'm going to praise Apple for something else.
Well, I don't have any apples, so I'll just sit here quietly.
So I guess that answers one of my things. If you had any Apple products,
I had a Mac once at the office when I worked in a different department.
You've never
So
gone
for
with an
like,
iPhone.
I have not. No.
Interesting. Okay. So recently they updated all of their operating systems, and they released their phone and an iPad OS a couple weeks ago. iOS 13 is the most recent one, and I was never in I was never in the betas for it. So usually when
Mhm.
I updated, I had the like, hey, we are going live with this thing. And this is the first time I think I have ever noticed how buggy the operating system is.
Huh.
Like this has been really bad. Um,
Oh.
the operating system on the phone it's not terrible. I like it a lot actually. They finally introduced a dark mode. Thank goodness. Dark
Dark
mode should
mode.
always be there. Um, but yeah,
Dark
like
mode will always be there.
dark mode will always
This is
be
my
there
new
for
favorite
you.
superhero, Dark Mode.
Join us next time on Dark Mode. um, uh, so I like that stuff. But in my messages app, it's been just doing all sorts of funky things where it will uh scroll my messages down below the keyboard, and so it's like I
Yeah.
can't see the last one. What is that? I don't do that. And then there was one that it was like my whole screen had shifted up, so I just saw the like bottom half of the keyboard at the top of the screen, and I was like, no, I can't work like this. But they've patched it twice, so it's not that bad now. But couple days ago, they finally unleashed Catalina for their Macs.
Mhm.
Oh my god, this has been a nightmare. This has been so bad.
I
This
know
garbage.
I know you said you updated it and it took a long time to get updated. And then it wouldn't work with
Yeah,
OBS, so you have to, like, open up the command prompt window like you're on the computer in the hatch, type in the
so
numbers
bad.
every 108 minutes, and
Or
that's how you live
8,
stream.
15, say, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I just I've had nothing but positive experiences in the
Mhm.
past with Apple stuff. I know that betas have been out there and it's like, oh hey, this thing isn't working or it's not working like it should, but I haven't experienced that. And by the time like it's been public and I've gotten to it, I haven't noticed anything wrong with all of this stuff. But yeah, I went to go update my computer a couple nights ago. I think it was the night of the 8th that I went to go update it, and I was like, I'm gonna update this overnight. And so I came back in the morning and it was sleeping. So I typed in my password and it was on the screen like, hey, like welcome to Catalina. And I was like, okay, next. And it was like setting up your Mac. I was like, sweet. And then it was just sitting there
Yeah.
for a bit. I was like, all right, well, I need to go to work. So I left for work and then I came back home and I wasn't able to get onto the computer until I think that I think it was that night that we were about to record the second Patreon
Yes.
exclusive. It was an hour before, and I was like, you know what? I should probably check my computer if I need to do stuff with that. So I opened it up, and it was still on the setting up your Mac. I was just like,
How
oh
much is there to
no.
set up?
I was like, oh no, this is not good. So I was like, I'm just gonna restart. So I
Mhm.
restart it. It pops up. I finally get into my computer, but it takes a lot longer for like all of the files on my computer to show up and the stuff on the dock to, it's just like, seems like it's being an old, slow computer.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, that's not encouraging. It's not bad. Yeah, I guess the computer is almost 3 years old now, so you know how they are with technology that you have to,
Ancient.
you have to get one every 2 years now. Um,
God, my computer's almost 8 years old, and it is, uh, I
It
don't know
is
if it's
the
got much
computer
left
that
in it.
could. um,
Yep.
but then I was like, well, I should at least see if everything works. So I open up OBS, and nope, it does not want to open up. And I'm getting all of these pop-ups, these strange things of like, hey, do you want this thing to record your screen? And I was like, I've never heard of that. No, I don't want that. And I want to open up OBS again, so I hit the thing again, and nope, just won't start up. Like, huh,
Ugh.
okay. Firefox, open. Come on, Firefox, open. And it's
Ugh.
just like, oh no, Firefox is fucking up. And yeah, I had to restart it again just to be able to make Firefox work. And then I was like, hey, OBS is not working on Catalina. What do I do? And I found on the OBS forums a workaround, which is the thing that I am still using right now, of just like, hey, if you open up Terminal and type in this line, it will open up OBS and everything should be fine until Apple fixes this, because it seems like it's on Apple's end and not OBS's end, which is strange. So that was a nightmare. Then after we recorded that, I was like, I wonder if Premiere works, because that's like, well, what about all of our editing
Ah.
software and stuff like that? And so that was a nightmare to get up. I finally got that working, but it's just like, I feel like my computer is like not, it just like, you haven't opened this yet, we're not gonna see if it works yet. So you're gonna have to go in and see all of the things just to make sure that they work.
Ah.
So it's just, yeah, it's been a nightmare. I hate it. And I don't want to spend the time to like back up all my stuff, which for the most part is already backed up, but then just to like do all of that and then reinstall the old operating system and stuff like that. I'm just gonna make do. So,
Mhm.
god damn it, Apple, this is garbage. But at the same time, Apple Arcade is fantastic. I am loving it.
What's one of them?
So Apple Arcade is their like new video game platform launch. Like you could
Mhm.
like you can download games in the App Store and stuff like that. But Apple
Yeah.
Arcade specifically is $5 a month, and you get access to new games that do not have the micro transactions or
Mm.
cooldown timers and stuff like that. Like these are all premium games that you normally would have
Mm.
paid, like, hey, pay $10 and you get the full thing, right? You know, it's not a, you can download for free, but then if you pay $5, you don't see the ads, and if you pay $6, you get 72 gems, and it costs 70 gems to do this next thing, and then you just have these 2 gems sitting there left over, so I guess you have to buy more gems and all that stuff, you know. So that's how they get you. It's terrible. But it's a thing that you can play on your phone, on your iPad, on your Mac, on your laptop, on Apple TV. If you have that installed, you can do it on all of those screens. You can sync a controller, and they have some fantastic games. They have some that seem, yeah, more like something you might play on your phone. They have some more like smaller narrative experiences, but then they have stuff like Sayonara Wild Hearts, which I just finished last night, which is a fantastic game. And was announced for the Nintendo Switch before it was announced that it would be
Mm.
on Apple Arcade. So I was like, oh, this is an actual like indie game. This is not just a little small handheld mobile game. And they have more games like that too. So it's been neat to mess around with that, and I think it has been
Mm.
fantastic. And your first month is free, so that was like I
Mm.
get to test out all of this stuff. Hell yeah, sign
For
me up.
none
So I did,
dollars.
yeah, for $none. Boom. Sam says, I haven't updated to Catalina yet because I have a bunch of games I like that will stop working because the developers don't seem to want to ship 64-bit versions. Yeah, Sam, I've seen you mentioning that on Twitter. I don't know the computer jargon to know exactly what 64-bit means, besides the fact that I know video games used to be 8-bit and 16-bit and stuff like that, but I don't know how that applies to a computer and programs and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So who knows? But yeah, I know that like I've seen that jargon tossed around. Like, do you want to run this in 32-bit mode or do you want to run this in 64-bit mode? And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Pick the one that works, please. So
Dealer's choice.
yeah. So who knows? We'll see. Melissa, I have seen. I shared this in our Discord. There was a father
Mm-hmm.
and son that 3D
Oh,
printed their own Lamborghini. What do you think of this?
I don't know anything about cars or 3D printing, so I don't know.
Just like
It sure was a car, a plastic car.
right, like it was on. I saw it on Twitter, so I don't even really know. It was on arkinect.com. I guess that's it. But I thought that was neat. I don't know if it's an actual working car or not. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's not since they just 3D printed it themselves, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, if where would you store an entire car that you can't even drive? Who just has that much garage space?
I mean, it looked like they had enough like garage space slash driveway space to make this happen. Like, I don't think this is something that you do in your like apartment on the 13th. Well, I
Mm.
don't know why I said 13th. I guess just stealing all of our bad or our good luck. If Fun fact, I used to live on the 18th floor of an apartment building. So that like this is not something that some random college kid would be doing in their apartment on the 18th floor. Like, I'm pretty certain you have to be fairly well off to even like consider like I think we should do this. We
A
should
3D
print
printer
a
is a lot.
Lamborghini. I mean,
It's a
there
lot,
are
and then the
affordable like
filament is a
small
lot.
ones, but yeah, to get one
But then you
that
do it
big,
like, a couple inches at a time. Just puzzle piece a whole car together.
what if it was made out of Legos? They 3D printed all of the Legos. That would be neat. But so
Then
this
it could
thing,
be anything you want.
right? So this made me think.
Uh-huh.
Down the road, are we ever going to see car dealerships that do this made to order? Will 3D printers get good enough to make sturdy enough materials? I know you can get all sorts of materials out of them now, so I'm not sure exactly what they can and can't do. But yeah, like, what if a car dealership is basically just an app on your phone and you can scroll through it and pick the one you want, customize all of that stuff, buy it, and then go pick it up the next day and it has been 3D printed that next day. And that way they don't have to take up this ginormous space with hundreds of cars just sitting there with big signs. Would this be a thing? Is that possible? Does this exist? What do you think?
Well,
That fascinates me.
my dad, the Chrome Man, as previously mentioned,
He's
he's a
gone
motor
chrome.
guy.
Sure.
He's Chrome. He's he's a motor guy. He watches a lot of car customizing shows.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like there's, I don't know, maybe in a certain generation of a fella or any type of a person, there exists this need to walk around, look at the thing, open the door, look in the console, pop open the hood, get in there, touch stuff, flick the lights on and off, beep, beep, turn the steering wheel, I'm driving the car. Like there's something so tactile
Sure.
about purchasing about a car, about being into cars. Like I don't think convenience would win out for enough people. I think there's so many people that love the actual handcraft of like, I'm installing these parts with my own hands. I am painting this pinstriping on myself to the
Well,
point where
I
they're
mean,
like
if that's
doing like programming it into an app, I think is I think it loses the charm of it. Like you get the job done, but like the journey, the journey is the
well,
destination,
you can
Kyle.
still do that stuff, right? Right? Like if I were to buy a 3D printed car, like I'm not talking about necessarily working on cars, though I'm sure that
Mhm.
could be a thing too, where it's like, hey, I need this specific part. If I want, I could just 3D print this part and then put it in myself. Like you can make it part by part and stuff like that, and then
Mhm.
then assemble it. I don't think they would make it like, oh, this is just one. It's all connected. It's one big thing. But like,
No. Yeah.
I could potentially just buy a car, like, hey, don't worry about the paint job or something, I'll paint it at home and do the little, thing like that. Or yeah, something of like, they can have a couple of those models on hand at this now much smaller dealership, to be like, hey, here's
Mhm.
what they look like, here's what it feels like. If you want to get a feel for it, you can order one at the dealership. They can make it for you there. Go eat at the Applebee's down the street, and then come back, and voila, your car will be ready. Um, I think
I
that'd be neat. But then yeah, like, you could still have people working on the cars and tinkering with them and taking out parts and
Mhm.
replacing them and stuff like that. But because I have you seen the commercials? I don't remember the company's name, but it's a
Oh, is it Carvana where it's like
yeah,
a vending machine? I
yeah, like a
don't
car vending machine. What the hell is
so I
that?
think we've talked before that when I need to purchase something, I drive to the place it is, look around the store, and
Yeah.
then I buy it, or if it's not there, this is the first time I'm learning of it, and then I go to a different store.
Mm-hmm.
And like I could use voice controls on my electronics, but I don't like it because I don't feel like I've earned that power. This is another one of those. They're like, you can go car shopping just in your pajamas. And I'm like, that's not the natural order of things. Like, You're supposed to go there, spend like 3 hours in the dealership, like drink the lukewarm coffee, watch the one channel they put on, read a magazine. Like,
But
this is
why does
how it
that
goes.
have to be the natural order of things, Melissa?
I'm
Who
scared of
put
things being too convenient. I'm scared of this Wall-E future where like everything is so streamlined, a human being doesn't move and floats around in a chair and like their bones migrate around from their center core and they're just like a big jelly person.
like I do, but I don't want that. Right? Like I don't want to be this thing where yeah, I'm just this piece of pudding in this giant chair.
Yeah.
And that's all my life is. Like, I don't want that, but yeah, I do like. I do like a lot of this automation or convenience and stuff. And like, yeah, if I want to get food, I can just use an app and it can be delivered to me. I love that.
I I
I don't want
never
to
have
deal
things
with people.
delivered to me. I don't know. Like,
People
I
stay
like
the hell
people.
away.
Like for me to purchase something without the like looking a salesperson in the eye aspect of it, I'm like, I like I'll do it, but I'm like, don't do this often, or like it's like I'm scared of shopping hermit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to be a shopping adventurer. I want to go out there, shake the person's hand, physically hand them a card. These things make small talk. But sure got cold outside, huh? The computer's not going to ask me, sure got cold outside, huh? And
Yeah.
it did. So we have to talk about it.
Yeah. I'm just like, people stay the hell away. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't
There's
don't ask me about the weather. That's what like my mom has me call her every single Sunday, and I'm fine with that.
cute.
She hates my mom. She wants to hear my voice and know what I'm up to. Sometimes I just don't have anything to say, and she doesn't either, and so it just devolves into this. So, is it cold over there? Like, well, it's the fall, so yeah, it's cold over here. How about you? It's just like, well, okay.
I do kind of feel that because, like, I, when I don't have things in common with my parents, we can at least talk about local activities like, oh, I see they finally finished building the Dunkin' Donuts down the street, or
Mhm.
where do you guys want to go to lunch for your birthday next week? Like stuff like that we always have. But like if I was not even in the same geographical plane as my parents, I just I think I would be similar. Like, did you see any butterflies this week? I didn't. Did you?
Yeah, yeah. So it's just
There's
and
one form of automation I do really like.
which is
Hmm?
which is
The little tablet that they have at a table in a restaurant where you just pay when you are ready to leave.
there you go.
Because there have been a lot of, not that I don't like dealing with wait staff, but sometimes like if it's packed, it's like, we have movie tickets we have to get to, and you're all the way over there, and we can't
Yeah.
get your
And now it
attention
seems like
anytime
you're
you walk
purposely
past.
ignoring me.
Would
Why are you? So, yeah,
ignore us. We're very charming. But
those
yeah, it's
are
nice that
nice
I can leave
features.
Red Robin on my own terms.
No, you must stay
Like,
here
look, I got a movie to get to.
forever.
Camus.
I have a
Wow.
question for you, Melissa. how do you
For me,
feel? Yes, for you. How do you feel about holiday specific underwear?
I do not yet have that kind of disposable income to purchase it, except for like I have generally spooky underwear that you could wear year round because that's the kind of life I live. It's like skulls is in that's an everyday decoration. I just
Sure.
got a pair that's like they're ice cream cones, but the ice cream instead of being like a ball of ice cream, like a big old scoop, it is a skull, and the skull is slowly melting, but it is
There
still
you
like
go.
bright ice cream colored. Love the dang things. General purpose spookiness I can go with, but I don't want the ones that are like I'm a present, unwrap me, not yet. When I make more money, oh, I'll buy tons of these things.
So it's a matter of money for you then. But would if you had them, would you wear them year round? Like if you had a pair of underwear that was like candy canes, like would you be wearing that in the
Mm.
middle of June?
Oh, no.
No, you would only
No.
wear it like around holiday Christmas time, like the specific one that it's focused on, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I see. So I'm asking this because I am a good podcast listener, and I like to
Uh-huh.
support the podcasts
Oh,
that I
yes.
listen to. So I have a subscription to Me Undies, and I've been slowly
Way
replacing
to
all of my
go.
underwear with Me Undies, and I think they're fantastic. Um, but
Nice.
they do their like member like hey if you are a member you get like special patterns and stuff like that, and then there's also patterns that just whoever can buy them,
Mhm.
but they often do holiday themed stuff, right? Or
Yeah.
just whatever month it is, we'll pick the major holiday that's in that month and we'll have holiday themed underwear for you to buy. And I can't bring myself to buy a pair of them because I feel like I would only wear it literally once a year on the day
I think
or the
it
night
really
before maybe. But like,
it really depends on what the pattern is. Like candy corn, October only.
yeah,
Ghost is a year-round thing.
I mean, yeah. Like I just like I
Are you telling me there's a day on the
people
calendar
only
where there
die in
is not a
October.
ghost?
People only ever die in October, and that is why we can
Or
only wear ghost underwear in October.
like a cupid is February only if it's like that classic heart pattern, timeless, year round.
Sure. Like I just don't. I feel like it's a gimmick. It's a waste of money. Of like, why would I only wear this for 1 month? I would want to wear like deep deep down. I'm saying I would want to wear these year round, but no pun
Mm.
intended. I would feel like such a loser wearing my Christmas tree themed underwear in October or in July of just like
Yeah.
why is that
That's like that's
just
not I wouldn't live that life either. On
and
the
so
one
then I
hand,
don't want
like
to
let's
spend the money
say,
on that.
yeah, I think I would purchase them if they are like, "Oh, this is super duper cute."
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, the husband choice. Let the fella decide. Do I get a fella that's really into novelty undergarments? Sure, I'll buy as many as he likes. If he doesn't care, I'll stick to the cute regular florals that I can wear any day of the calendar year.
Right. Yeah, I just they put up their Halloween themed ones, and that's what made me think of it. I was just like, I don't think I like holiday specific underwear because I can't wear
I
them
don't
year round, and I would feel like
Yeah,
such a dork.
I don't own holiday specific much of anything.
Do
Like,
you
I
own
went to high
ugly
school with a guy who
Christmas
had a t
sweaters?
I get kinda hot. I don't have that many sweaters to begin with.
Huh.
Like, I'm a layers person. Like, just having one big thing that's, like, the point of it all, and I look like I don't belong if I take it off, stresses me out. I will become hotter. So I don't own one. I went to high school with a guy who owned so many, like, novelty holiday shirts. Like, he had, like, a different one for, like, a solid 2 weeks in December, and it was kind of admirable how many he had, but that's not a lifestyle I would choose for myself.
Not about that lifestyle. Yeah, strange. Just something that I thought
No,
of this
no, I think
past
it's
week. So
important that we discuss this.
it is very important. Important business.
Can I ask you, what is your favorite pattern of underwear you've gotten so far?
Uh, well, I started out with some basics and just went with some flat colors and stuff like that. But I have gotten some of the different patterns and stuff. This
Mm,
past month, I got pizza ones.
nice.
It's pepperoni pizzas. I got it's like a galaxy print with arcade cabinets on them
Oh,
and stuff. So
just
they're
for
just,
you.
yeah, it was sweet. And then what is the other one that I own? The other patterned one. I have the pizza ones. I have the don't I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh well. But yeah.
My favorite underwear has breakfast foods on it.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's a
can't go
good one.
wrong. I feel like I have the energy of breakfast with me all day.
Good way to start your day. Breakfast.
Mhm.
I think that's about it for this week.
Yeah.
Let's start wrapping things up. A little bit of housekeeping before we go. We already mentioned all the Star Wars stuff from last week, so be sure to go
Mhm.
check out our website, thewhatnauts.com, where you can catch all of our other podcasts like the review show and the reactor core. If you like what we do, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is where you can support us for as
Mhm.
little as $1 a month. The $3 tier also gets you exclusive content, which we
Yeah.
also mentioned on this. We just recorded a new exclusive episode of the Captain's Log. It is not up yet by the time of recording this, but I should have that up late tonight. So by the time this goes
Mm.
public, it will be up. And you and I played MASH. Mansion, apartment, shack,
Ca
house.
I won't spoil the results, but Kyle, I will say to you that this week I realized we married very similar people. And now I'm scared that in this hypothetical situation, they will just run off with each other.
They very well could be because considering the results that we got in our Sailor Moon one, you might be on to something.
We are the same person. We married the same person.
So we also want to give a big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you to Sam and to Christine for helping us out on Patreon. We love all of our Patreon supporters, but to you guys especially for helping us out even more. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. Melissa, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT.
And I am at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. We are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. This has been episode 70 of the Captain's Log. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out our little podcast there. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know how you guys feel about seasonal or holiday specific underwear. Because that was a serious conversation that I had to have with myself, which I guess just lets you know where my life is at. In the meantime, though, go subscribe to our channel up here. Go watch one of our other videos right down there. We have all sorts of other podcasts for you to check out, so go and do that. Thanks.